Hello and welcome to another episode of the E-commerce Coffee Break podcast. Today we want to talk about customer experience, also called CX, and how to measure and improve the customer experience to boost your brand. Now, that's a very wide topic, and I have Craig Stoss with me. Craig is the director of CX transformation delivery at partnerhero.com. He has worked in over 30 countries with clients in e-commerce, aerospace, defense, high tech, and finance, building better products and customer experiences. Currently, he leads the CX transformation team at Partner Hero, where he and his team consults, implements, and administers tools to into the customer service tech stack, including help desk, chatbox, AI agents, assist, workflow automation, and knowledge management. In his spare time, he writes content on CX topics and builds Lego with his son. So let's welcome Craig to the to the shop. Craig, how are you today?
I'm very well, Klaus. Thank you so much for having me.
Craig, CX, a very well type topic. Tell me a little bit, what do you understand under CX for the listeners who don't know what it actually means?
Yeah, I think CX sometimes gets conflated with support, and I think the biggest piece that I like to talk when I talk to people who don't know the industry is they're different. Support is an element of customer experience, but customer experience is everything that your customers know about, feel, experience from your brand. And that could be people you don't even know yet, like just seeing a banner on a website or a flyer at a market or something. How do they feel when they hold that flyer is really interesting. What is the sense they get from your brand? Are you ethical brand? Are you an edgy brand? You know, that's all part of customer experience, and that transforms into support. So what happens when they want a refund? How smooth is that process? How easy is it to get that refund or that delivery, shipment reshipped or whatever it might be? But yeah, it extends through the whole customer journey, and that's the key piece that I think that we really need to understand in the industry of e-commerce, especially because it's pretty easy to go to another e-commerce brand that's a competitor. So keeping those customers and making sure you have their attention and getting your message across is really important.
Yeah, I think that's very important that you just pointed out is not the help desk. That's part of it. It's far a bigger picture than this. Now, going into an e-commerce store, and you're right, you just one click and you're at a competitor's store. So you want to make sure that people stay in your funnel and go all the way through. Give me an idea on what's the customer journey when they get really the first glimpse of the customer experience with your brand.
I think the first thing is that sometimes brands, and I'm not against marketing, but sometimes brands over-index on the marketing side and forget to tell you what the product actually does. They focus on trying to get you to feel something before they tell you what you're actually trying to sell them. And I think you have to balance those two things. And so when someone comes to your website, it's very nice to have a beautiful background with someone at a spa and being very happy and relaxed with your product. But highlight your product is, I think, my main advice, right? It's someone who doesn't understand what you do, especially someone who has never heard of you and has just come across your brand, maybe from an Instagram post or something like that, needs to know, well, why am I here? What am I even looking to purchase from this brand? And so I think that's really important, is to balance that feeling with well, here's what I'm actually trying to help you solve. And I think that's the second point that I'll make is people buy things to solve problems. The problems might not be a problem that is impacting in the sense of like a critical situation or a health issue. But they might be things like, I need a dress for a fancy event. That's a problem. It's a problem they're trying to solve, and every brand is solving a problem. Beard trimmers are solving a problem because I don't want a straggly beard. All of those things, and so help them understand why you, in particular, are really good at solving that problem, and those things just draw a customer in because they think, oh, this person understands me. They understand what I'm going through. This company can help me solve my problem. And look, by the way, I feel really nice because of the good color scheme and logo and the ethical nature of the company or whatever it might be that you're projecting into the website marketing.
Mm-hmm. I think the old saying is you have the only one chance to make a first impression. Also should apply for e-commerce. Now, it's easy to fall into the trap with AI and all the technology that is available there, to hide behind technology. But at the end of the day, making business, selling products, services should be human to human. Now, at partnerhero.com, you do quite a bit to help with that. Give me an overview of what you help with in regards of the customer experience.
Yeah. Partner Hero is a CX services provider. So we offer outsourcing services for your support, as well as all the services that go around that, such as my team specifically will help you structure your help desk so that the tickets are organized, categorized, solved in priority order. We will create your AI chatbot experience for you so you can help more customers or self-service. We'll write your knowledge base articles for you so that if you have FAQs on shipping or information about your product that you want your clients to have access to, we will help you produce that. And so where we really help is on that post-sale type experience. So the sales happened, and now the customer has an issue with your product. A shipment was delayed, the wrong product was received, something was broken in transit, something is the wrong size or shape or color, whatever it might be. And that's where we come in, and we help you by deciding with you what is the right way to solve this problem. Is it a chatbot? That's a very common. AI is in the news every day these days. Or is it a human touch? We will provide those humans to help you solve your problems in a very human way, whether that be through phone or email responses. Or is it a self-service model? Is it something simply, you know what? I don't need people. I'm a very simple business. I just need a well-rounded FAQ page that people can go to and self-search and help themselves. All of that we provide services around, including branding of that help center so that, when people go to it, it feels like it's part of your brand, for example. That's really where we play. And my team specifically is in the business, as you said earlier, of consulting on what's best for you, implementing the thing that you want, and then administering it on an ongoing basis.
Mm-hmm. I think data and reading the right data is a big part of your business, and basically bringing in all the bits and pieces that you have learned from a customer together to provide them with the right service. How does that work?
Yeah, I'm a huge believer in personalization of experience, right? One of my favorite this is not an e-commerce specific example, but I went to a restaurant, and one of my favorite experiences I've ever had at a restaurant was it was a place I hadn't frequented that often, maybe once or twice a year. It was a fancier restaurant, and I hadn't been in over 2 years. And I decided to take my girlfriend, now my wife, because it was a favorite restaurant of mine. And we walked in, and as we were walking to the table, the host said to me, "Mr. Stoss, thank you for returning to our restaurant. We noticed that you often purchase this type of wine. It's no longer in our cellar. Here's 3 similar wines that we've selected for you." What an amazing experience. That just shows they know who I am. They recognize I have a trend that I like from when I visit their restaurant, and then they help me replace that. Put that together with how you do that in e-commerce. When someone comes to your website, you largely could, based on how you gather your data, know a little bit about their demographics from, say, Google Analytics. You know a little bit about their purchase history because they have an account with you. Their location. You know something about them. How do you apply that data into making their experience better? Whether that be removing some friction from them, by suggesting items as my Ridgestone example showed, or maybe it's just by a more personalized greeting. Hey, welcome back, Klaus. We hope you really enjoyed that shirt you bought from us, a month ago. Is the color still holding up? Just a simple question like that to show, hey, we recognize who Klaus is. We recognize he bought a nice shirt from us, and checking in on the customer experience so far of that purchase. You have the data, or you can have the data to do those types of things. And I think that is a very important part of personalizing your customer's experience. And again, showing that you value them as a person, not just someone who spends money. And that, I think, is the differentiator. I think it's something that e-commerce businesses can do more than brick and mortar businesses because the data is kind of there through various widgets and elements of the online experience. But B, I think it's something that it exists, like it's inherently there, and so you can just make use of it already. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to do surveys or mailers or anything, because the data is collected just by me visiting your website, and that is so powerful. I always say we're used to Facebook and Instagram and these sites using our personal information to market to us. Why don't we make it so that that personal information is used to provide value to us? Like let's start thinking in that way, because we're so used to it, that our feeds are always selling us the products we want. Why don't the products use it to help us provide more value back to us? That's the thing that I'm really passionate about.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that. I used to work in hospitality business for a long time. And what you said, the customer experience that you want to provide when you're working in a hotel and a restaurant is exactly what you said. You want to make them feel welcome. You want to make them feel part of the family, that you know them, and not just being a client that comes and goes and you don't really remember them.
Exactly.
Now, with e-commerce, obviously that can be quite seasonal, depending on what you sell. Now we're going into Q4, busy season, and a lot of merchants struggle with the pure amount or pure volume that comes in to keep customers happy. How do you deal with that? What kind of solutions can you provide?
So there's two solutions that I think specifically Partner Hero can provide for you, but I think in general you can use multiple services for this type of thing. One is obviously staffing up your support and your shipping departments in advance, getting people ready to handle the extra volume that comes in. You know what's coming, and so you can probably predict with some relative amount of certainty what you need for staffing. And that could be, again, a people thing, or it could be, prep, making sure boxes are pre-stamped with your logo and pre-folded and ready to go. And then the second thing is the automation piece. I think automation has had a little bit of a bad rap up until about the last year, because I think we see automation as very robotic, decision tree, lots of clicking, lots of, oh, I don't know what you're saying, in that type of experience, which no one wants. I will fully agree with that. The newer technologies that exist remove almost all of that. Our partner Sienna, for example, has a full array of tone and branding settings that you can make, to the point where you actually can put in keywords about your brand, or you can put in very important things to your brand that you want to make sure the bot is saying to your customers as part of the conversation. On top of that, we've moved away with the generative AI model that's come out in the past year. We've moved away from keyword matching and decision trees, because now these bots recognize human language much more clear. They understand synonyms. They understand that you might say my order was broken, and someone else might say, oh, the box was destroyed, and those are the same thing. And that is really important, because we don't want to teach our customers they have to speak our language as e-commerce merchants. We want them to speak their language and be able to have their own experience. And I think those are the two things. If you consider them in advance, you prep for that, whether that be people or technology, you can put that and make that available on your website, and or through your help center, however that works, and you have a much more success going into the holiday season.
Mm-hmm. Give me an example of a typical customer, or of a customer that's working or who's working with Partner Hero. What's the sort of, from the first contact, what's the onboarding process? How does that look like?
So I think the key word in Partner Hero is partner. We have a team of solution designers who are involved right from the first call to understand your business, understand what you see the problems as, maybe suggest other problems that we observe based on the conversation, and then understand what we need to provide to you. What combination of people, process, and tools do you need from us? So if it's just people, if it's just like, hey, you have all the you have all the robust infrastructure that you need. We just need some people to help you with it. We could do that. Oh, you need some consultation on process. Well, let's pull in my team. Oh, you need some consultation on tools. Well, again, my team can implement those tools for you and make sure they're up to speed. Oh, you don't understand the quality of your support and where your customers are concerned. We have QA and workforce management teams that can analyze your data and say, this is what we think you need. But that starts from day one with us. And so once we have that initial consultation, once we agree, once we think about what you need from us, we provide a proposal, and you say yes or no, or hey, I want to tweak this, or I need to be able to do this other thing, and we can stand up a team. Generally speaking, within 3 to 4 weeks, maybe even less, depending on the nature of your business. We do have a team that we call the flex team that works only part-time with for your brand. They work across multiple brands, and so those can be stood up within days because they're already employed, they're already there. All they need is the knowledge and the hours they work for your brand, and they will stand up really quickly for you. So we have several different models depending on the speed and the needs you have. But a typical sales process could be days to weeks, certainly not months, depending on the needs you have.
Mm-hmm. Are there specific industries, verticals, or niches that you work more with?
Right now, right now I think our main businesses are kind of in e-commerce. We have a lot of food delivery companies, and then we see some really interesting brands coming in. We do have a lot of like healthcare and insurance companies as well that work with us. But yeah, I mainly work with e-commerce brands within my business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On that, what's your perfect customer? What kind of size do they have? What kind of volume do they have?
Yeah, so perfect customer is a hard one because we do have so many different products. I think we start at the very small really well. Like I said, this flex model where you only need maybe 2 hours of help a day, right? So very simple, very small scale. Our bread and butter is probably between maybe the need of generally 5 to 20 agents or people working for you. So if you're a small medium business, that's a pretty normal size support team. And then I would say up to 50 is our normal, and then we do have several clients that are higher than that, into the high double digits or even triple digits. But our bread and butter, where we play mostly and where my team comes in mostly, is that 5 to 20 people working your post sale support team.
Mm-hmm. When you said agents, now a lot of merchants out there are multi-location, multi-language. What kind of languages do you support? Is it only English or other languages as well?
No, we natively we have on staff Spanish, French, German, English, generally speaking, Portuguese as well. Generally all the time. Those are people that we see a lot of. But we have staffed Italian. We've staffed. I think what else we've staffed. We've staffed Japanese. We've staffed various other European languages. But yeah, generally speaking, if you're looking for English, Spanish, French, Portuguese, German, more or less, we have those people available all the time. And then the good news is, technology-wise, our technology partners on the bot side, they handle up to like 150 languages each out of the box. So you can have an online experience with any language you want, really.
Okay, no, that's good news.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the pricing structure. How does that look like? I understand you have different offers and different, so it might be a bit difficult, but like a general ballpark?
Yeah, so our pricing structure is such that there's just I'll keep it at a high level. So there's really 3 types of products that we kind of have, and we tend to blend those together in a blended model of charging. The flex model is an hourly based charge because that is very low, typically low volume, low utilization. Depending on the product you get, I believe it's between $10 and $20 per hour of utilization, something in that range. The dedicated model, which is where you have a team that's only working for you, that is 8 hours or 9 hours a day for every week. Every day is a per person charge, and depending on the skill set needed, it can range quite greatly. It depends, for frontline. I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but it's I want to say in the low thousands type per person per month. And then for my services, we charge a monthly fee for an all-inclusive service. So my charge is $1,750 a month, and that includes all of your consultation, implementation, and administration of all your tools that you're used by the team month over month.
Okay,
Including any of your support or like if something goes wrong, we would fix it for you. Like any of that ongoing administration effort is included.
Okay, no, that makes sense. Very good. I think Partner Heroes is a very good solution if you're specifically in your growth mode and you want to grow quickly and you need the resources and you can't build them up quickly enough in-house. Then I think Partner Hero is definitely a great solution for that. Before we come to the end of our coffee break today, is there anything that you want to share with our listeners that we haven't covered yet?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing, and I've already talked a little bit about it, is personalization. We live in a world now where people are just used to personalization. Netflix shows you the shows that you want to watch. You can watch them anytime you want. Uber Eats recommends food to you. Like everything we do now is about catering to you as an individual based on your preferences. And as the generations are shifting into that millennials, and the millennials will start having kids, and I mean, my son can't believe that my parents who still use cable can't turn on his show at his when he wants it, right? It's and so we're getting into that mode where everyone expects personalization, and so I just want to make it clear that I think the companies who will retain customers will do so by providing those personalized experiences in the most natural way that benefits the user, the customer themselves, and not just the merchant. It can benefit the merchant, but it's moving from only benefiting the merchant to now benefiting the customer.
Yeah, I think the customer should be focus and key of everything you do in your business, because that's at the end of the day, without customers, you don't have a business. So that makes perfect sense. Cool, Craig. Where can people find out more about you guys?
So partnerhero.com has been mentioned before. If anyone's interested in reading more about CX, I have a lot of content on my website, stoss.ca. And if you'd like to talk more, I am on LinkedIn and would love to talk more about these types of services.
Cool. I will put the links in the show notes and you just one click away. Craig, thanks so much for your time today. I think that was a very good overview on how customer experience really can help a business growing. And I hope a lot of people will check out Partner Hero and become new customers of yours.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure, Klaus.
Thanks so much. Hey, Klaus here. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. Before we wrap things up, I've got a couple of important points to share. Firstly, if you have enjoyed today's episode and want to support the show, here's a simple way to do it. Help me out with that algorithm magic by liking, commenting, and subscribing on your favorite podcast app. And if you're feeling extra generous, leaving a rating would be great. Your support helps me bringing more impactful guests on the show, and it makes it easier for others to discover the podcast. Secondly, I want to talk about to all your business owners out there. Here's a question. Are you tired of juggling everything in your business while struggling with your marketing tasks? Fed up with hit and miss experiences of hiring freelancers or agencies that don't quite get your vision? But perhaps you're not ready to commit to a full-time in-house marketer just yet. Well, I've got a solution for you. Introducing our fractional marketing team. My team and I provide top-notch experienced marketing professionals to become an extension of your business. Not only will they save you up to 50% on cost compared to traditional hires, but they also take care of all this time-consuming, repetitive and complex marketing tasks that have been holding you back. And this way, you can concentrate on what truly matters, the core of your business. To learn more about how we can help you to scale up your online sales with a fractional team member, head over to our website, smart-ecommerce-marketing.com, or reach out to me directly and I'll get you the details. You will find the links in the show notes. Thanks for being a part of our podcast community, and remember, your support means the world to me. Until next time, see you then.